Hi, it's Mr. Bletch here. We're looking at doing some exam practice today on percentages. So this is percentages 1, and the idea of this is it's going to be a bit of an I do, you do type experience, and then onto the OnMaths site for a bit of independent work on your own. So then, question 1. So we've got 39 students in a class. 10 of the students are female. Find the percentage of the class that are female to the nearest percent. So we're allowed to use our calculators for this paper. So let's have a look at what we need to do. So we've got 39 students. So it's 39 students. We've got 10 of them that are female. We need to find a percentage. So the way we do that is it's going to be 10 over 39 times 100. So we can do that on our calculator. So 10 divided by 39 times 100. That's going to give us a fraction. So press the SD button. Gives us the percentage. So it's 25.641 and some more percent. So I'll write 25.641, but we need it to the nearest percent, so that's going to round up, isn't it, to 26%. Okay, so I've done one. I'll give you a chance to do one, so pause the video, have a go. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at this. So we've got 57 students now, 12 of the students are female. So how many are female as a percentage? It's going to be 12 divided by 57 times 100. So we'll do that on our calculator. So we'll do 12 divided by 57 times 100. We get a fraction, so we press SD. So we get 25.0526, sorry, 21.0526. Okay, we need that to the nearest percent, so that's just going to be 21%, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so we're on question 2 now. The Hegarty clip is up there at the top, number 87, if you want to have a look and see what Hegarty says about this. This question, James and Paul like to give some money to they earn to charity. We've got James is earning £2,310 and giving away 16%. Paul earns £2,552, is giving away 14%. Find out who gives the most and by how much the nearest penny. Okie dokie. So let's lay out our question nice and neatly so we know what's going on. It really will help you. So we've got James. Okay. So he is giving away 16 out of 100. So out of 100 is like a percent. Yeah, percent means out of 100 of, let's multiply, 2, 3, 10. And we can do that on our calculator. Where's my calculator? Here we go. So we got 16 out of 100 times 2, 3, 10. We get one of these daft fractions. We press SD and we get 369.6. So we're right, equals pound 369.6. But I can't just write 6 because it's money. I have to put the 0 as well. Now the other way of doing that is I can use the percent button, right? So I could just say 16% of 2310 if you can find a percent button on your calculator. So that'd be 16. On mine it's shift and then it's that orange thing out there, percent. So I type it in, we get the percent sign times 2310. We get the daft fraction, we press SD, we get the same answer. So that's all good. So next person, we've got Paul. So let me just move the camera down a bit. So Paul, he's earning £2,552. Let's write his name down. Paul is earning, that is 14% he's giving away. So 14 out of 100 times 2552. We can do that on the calculator. 14 divided by 100 times 2552. Get a daft fraction, press SD, we get a more meaningful answer. 357.28. And of course we could have done that with a percentage button, right? So we could have written 14 shift percent times 2552. And look at that, we get the same answer. So who's giving away the most money? Well, it's going to be James, isn't it? So I have to write that down. James gives away the most. Okay, so we move that down so you can see what I've done. So James gives away the most. We have to figure out by how much. So by how much is going to be by subtracting the two amounts, right? So we're going to need to do 369.60, 357.28 subtract. I always like to write down my workings because workings means marks. So then we do that on our calculator. 369.60, take away 357.28, and there we go, we get 12.32 pounds. And I'm just going to write that down the bottom, by. So there's our answer. So I've done one, you need to have a go. So there you go. Right, hopefully you've had a go at that. So I'm going to go through it quickly. So we've got Jane, and she's giving away 19%, and 19 out of 100 of 2130. Okay. So let's have a look what the calculator says about that. So 19 out of 100 times 2130, £404 and 70 pence. There you go, £404 and 70 pence. Always have to put the extra zero in there for money. Patty, what's Patty doing? So 17% of, sorry, we need to move that down, don't we? 2457. So we do that on our calculator. £417.69. Okay, so who was giving away the most money? It's going to be Patty gives away the most. And then the question is by how much. So I need to subtract the two numbers. I always try and, well, usually when I do subtraction, I like to do the, the biggest one at the top. Otherwise you get a negative number. So it's going to be 417.69 and 404.70. Subtract. So move the camera down again so you can see what I'm doing. Four 117.69, take away 404.70 is £12.99. Okay, so by Okay. Okay, so now we're on question 3, so that's Heggarty Clip 97, as you can see at the top there. So we've got some zoos. Winsley Zoo's got 375 animals last year, and it's now got a few more. It's got 537. Find the percentage increase of the animals in the zoo to 1 decimal place. So the way we're going to do that is the percentage increase is the change over the original times 100. That's how we do this. So what's the change? The change is 537 take away 375. So we can do that on our calculator, can't we? So 162. Okay, so now we need to do 162 out of the original. So the original is this one. Okay. 375, that's how many animals they started with. Okay, so then we put that in the calculator. 162 divided by 375 times 100. Yeah, silly fraction. There we go, so that equals 43 point. That's already in 1 decimal place, so we're good, right? So I've had a go, you can have a go. So pause the video, have a go, and I'll show you how to do it in a second. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go. So what do we need to do? We need to work out the change. Okay, so the change is 511 take away 275. So let's just have a quick look on the calculator what that's going to be. $236. Okay, so what are we going to need to do? We're going to need to do the change 236 out of the original. Now the original was that one, wasn't it? That's how many animals they started with at the zoo. Need to remember to multiply it by 100 to make it into a percentage. So we can do that on the calculator. SSD. Now we might just need to have a quick think about this. So that is going to be 85.81, and the 2 numbers are recurring. That's what the dots mean. So what that really means is I've got 81, 81, 81, 81, 81 like that. You can press SD and it'll tell you that, right? So we need to round that to 1 decimal place. Well, 85.81 just rounds to 85.8, doesn't it? So then we're home free, aren't we? Okay. Okay, we're on question 4 now, or example 4. Heggarty Clip's at the top there if you want to have a look at that. So we've got Tim and his tiles. So Tim's tiles are selling tiles on the high street, and last week their profit was £410, but this week it's only £271. Oh. So we need to find the percentage decrease in the profit of the business to 1 decimal place. Okay. So to find a percentage decrease, we need to find the change. Okay. So it's going to be a similar story to before. Okay, so we need to say percent decrease is the change divided by the original times 100. Okay, so how's that going to work? So change is 410, take away 271. So we can do that on the calculator, can't we? 410, 271, it's 139. And 139, what was the original one? So last week, that's the original one. Okay. Oops. So that's what we need to do on the calculator. So we've got 139 divided by 410 times 100. So we've got, let's move the camera down so you can see what's going on. So we've got 33.902. Now we wanted it to one decimal place. That's going to round, that's just going to round to 33.9%, isn't it? Okay, so I've had a go. You can have a go. Just pause the video and give that a go. Right, so hopefully you've had a go. So what are we doing? So the change is going to be 440, take away 263. So let's have a look. 440 take away 263 is 177. So what we need to do then is use those numbers. So we need to find out which was the original one, didn't we? That's right. So last year it's going to be this one. That's the original amount of money they were making. So it's going to be 177 out of 440 times 100. Just need to do that on the calculator. 177 divided by 440 times 100 is 40.227. With some recurring over the top. You're not quite sure what's going on with the recurring, press the SD button, it will kind of write it out long for you. So if we turn that into one decimal place, that's just going to be 40.2, isn't it? Okay, and we're done. Okay, so we're on example 5 now. Haggerty Clip's up the top there, 759 if you're interested in that. So at Rex in his Sweet Emporium, and he's selling chocolate and sweets online. Last year they spent £2,505 on stock, and they made £3,481 selling the stock. We need to find the percentage profit last year to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is a little bit more complicated than the last question. So what is going on here is that we need to find out how much actual profit they made, because they've got some expenditure on buying the sweets and they sell the sweets for a bit more, and it's that bit more that's the profit. Okay, so profit is the takings minus the cost. Okay, so the takings, that's how much they made taking. This is how much they sold everything for. That's how much it cost them to buy the stuff in the first place. So that's going to be 3481205. Okay, and we can do that on the calculator. So that's 3481 take away Okay, so £976. So they made £976 in profit, but we don't want the amount of money they made, we actually need the percentage. Okay, so the percentage is the change, which is what we've just calculated, right? So it's the change, sorry I've lost the ability to write here, change divided by the cost, which is like the original, yeah. So it's not much different from the things we were doing in the previous questions. So let's move that down a bit. So that's going to be £976. So that was how much. This was our original cost. Yeah. So that was the number we need, 2505. Just need to multiply that by 100. So we can do that on the calculator. 976 divided by 2505 times 100. And we get 38.962 blah blah blah. So that's going to round to, want 2 decimal places, didn't we? That's what it said. So we need 38.96. And that's as a percentage. Okay, so I had a go at this. You can copy that down and then pause the video while you have a go at the question yourself. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go. Now we've got Rachel's Sweet Emporium. I know, imaginative. So we've got to, where was our original cost up there? So we need to find out the difference, right? So that's going to be 3578, take away 2715. Okay, let's do that, find out what the number is. So 3578, take away 2715. Okay, so 863. That says pounds, but we don't want an answer in pounds, we're asked to give an answer as a percentage. So what we're going to need to do here is, I'm going to need 863 divided by the original, which, thinking back to what we were doing, that was 2715, wasn't it? Multiply that by 100. Do that on the calculator. So 863 divided by 2715 times 100, and we get 31.7863. And we need to take that to 2 decimal places, don't we? We just need to be a little bit careful there. There's a bit of rounding going on. So there's my rounding wiggle. The 6 is a 5 or more, so the 8's going to round up, isn't it? So that's going to be 31.79. %. Okay, so that's how much profit they made. And we're done.